Welcome back to West Texas View.
Welcome back to the West Texas View. Monty Hoppel and Brian Smith are here from the Midland Rockhounds, and we're talking about, we've been talking about the players in a day in the life of a ball team. And now talk to us a little bit about the coaches. Do you have anything to do with selecting the coaches or deciding when to fire a coach or anything like that?
Well, it's just like the players, the Oakland A's. Since it's their players, they want their coaches and their trained people that are familiar with the on-field aspects. So they hire the coaches. Now, if after a couple of years, if we see issues with teams not performing, or we think the coach is not doing things that we're asking him to do in the community, we can have some input to say, hey, hey, this is not working out so well. And they'll listen to us, but they pay the coaches and they handle that part of it. And it's really worked out. I mean, as long as I've been here, we've had great coaches. We won championships in 2005 and 2009. We've had some great, most of the coaches are former Major League players. And Steve Scarsoni, our coach, our manager this year, has played in the big leagues. And we had a guy that won the championship in 2005, Vaughn Hayes, was a great player for the Phillies and some other teams. So we've had some good success there.
Well, what about umpires?
The Texas League runs the umpires, so they sign the umpires, and we pay dues, which pays for the umpires. But the Texas League office and our president handles all the umpires, and it's done through the whole minor league baseball, where they go and get trained through minor league baseball, and then each league controls their own, but it's done cumulatively throughout the whole minor league baseball.
So it's not like, oh, well, we'll just call some of the umpires that umpire the high school teams or something.
Right. Sometimes we have to get a sub. One of the umpires gets hurt, and we have a couple really good local umpires that do college and high school games, and we'll have a fill-in once in a while.
That's interesting. Well, I hadn't even thought about umpires until just then. But talk a little bit about, you've already touched several times on community stewardship and how important that is to your philosophy of community involvement, because you want everybody to think this is our team, and you want your people to think this is our city, our area. So talk a little bit about some of the things that you do for the stewardship.
Well, I'll pass over to Brian here in a second, but this is where it all starts. I mean, the reason we changed, we had the Cubs, the Angels, and now the Rockhounds, and people said, well, when you switch to the Rockhounds, you're not affiliated with Major League Baseball anymore. Well, we were just the Oakland, we're the Midland Rockhounds, our local identity with the local mascot, something that tied into the kids and the community and appearances. And we had to name the team the contest, and Rocky was picked. And a rockhound is a slang term for a geologist who searches for oil. A lot of people don't know that. They should, but they don't. So,
well, I tell you, all of us old timers do.
You do. So he's the master, and then what Brian sets up sort of underneath the whole community plan is outstanding. He can share with you a lot.
And ties back into
right, because whether it's a school or an appearance or whatever, Rocky's there, but what Brian does behind the scenes is great.
But which in the long run is going to be really better for the team, because regardless of who you're affiliated, which ball team you're affiliated with, you can still keep this.
That's right.
Instead of going from the Rangers, Angels, or whatever.
You'd probably been better off having Rocky, the full Rocky, sitting here. He'd be more popular than me and Brian. So.
I know.
So we brought the little one because he steals the show too much. So, and he can't talk, so it wouldn't work. But yeah, Brian, talk about a little bit.
But I think one of the hallmarks of the organization has been, from the very beginning, you've been really involved in the community. And so talk about some of the ways that you are.
Absolutely. And that's, for me, one of
the fun
aspect. It's the most fun, and it's definitely the aspect of the team of which I'm the most proud to go out in the community and say I'm with the Rockhounds, because Bob and Miles, our owners, and Monty, their very core belief is making this team about this community, and not just Midland, not just Odessa, but the entire Permian Basin, the entire West Texas region. And we get to go out, I get to go out, we take Rocky and we take our players and our staff, and we go to every single appearance that we can. Last year, our mascots spent nearly 400 hours out in the community at 112 events throughout the year. We made contribution. We contribute
That's
to
one every third day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
We contribute as much as we can to any charity event that is in the Permian Basin. Last year, we made 135 donations for a total value of a little more than $136,000. That was
Wow.
right here in this community. And basically, the way I like to sum it up the best is there is no charitable or community event that happens in this region of which we are not part and that we don't support in some way. And the key of that is the schools. We have what we call our Scoring in the Schools program.
Reaching those young people.
Yes, ma'am. We go to schools. Each year we see anywhere between 7,500 to 10,000 kids throughout the region. And we touch on staying in school, saying no to drugs, working as a team, and being physically fit. 4 very important messages that we bring in. We let the kids get involved in each skit that we do. They win prizes. They get free tickets, courtesy of Wendy's, to come out to the game. So it's just a great opportunity. And I love being around, meeting new people, because everyone in West Texas, it seems, has a story. Oh, you're with the Rockhounds? Well, I remember when. And maybe it's a grasshopper invasion.
That's his first thing I said.
And it's just amazing. And like we say, seeing all these people out in the community, and then when we're out at the front gates every day before the first pitch, and then seeing them bring their families, bring their grandkids or their kids out to the ballpark, it just, you see a tangible impact that this club has had over the last 40 years, and it's something that I can truly support, and I know this whole community does.
And you know, I go back in my memory that the most precious times that I remember with my father was sitting at the ballpark.
That's right.
And we didn't have much money, but every once in a while he'd let me have $1 to stick through the wire to when somebody hit a home run. But I can remember the sweetness of that time together, so that's great. But also those 4 messages of the fitness and the other things are so important.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's our core mission, Monty's core mission, and everything he tells me every single day is we've got to make a positive impact for somebody today. And maybe it's telling these kids, hey, go outside, let's play, stay in school, get your education, you can be anything you want to be.
And don't mess up your body with drugs and
Absolutely,
alcohol.
absolutely.
But when I called the first time, y'all were in conference, and so does it take the whole group to think up some of these fun things that you do with the kids and the fans before the games and all of the fun things?
Brian leads our promo team, so we have some of the younger ones, and like I have a tough time over the years, and they're tired of my ideas. I'm a little too conservative, so I let the younger group, and Brian leads the promo team, and they come up with some new ideas, and then I'll say, no, we've tried that one. We're not doing that one again, or they'll convince me, okay, let's try that again.
Again, because we've learned something.
Yeah, we've learned something. So they're very creative, and we get a lot of input from our fans too, and they tell us on surveys what they like and the promotions, and so we pretty much got it down. But it's tough thinking of new things every year, but they got some new things planned. So.
But the nice thing is you've got some new audience each time too, because as our mobile society brings in new people, and we're going to have to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.